friends. Welcome back to the Spirit Essence Show. I'm Tara Diana. I'm an empowerment medium, and this is the show where I bring together two beautiful women, spiritual practitioners, and we have a discussion. We talk about insights on different topics they have no idea what it's about. It's going to be heart centering, it's going to be mindful and purposeful, and it's going to be all the good things. So first, I'd like to just introduce Aveni Cherie. I like saying it like it's French. Cherie.
It's written like it's French.
It is, and that's why I said it like that. And you are a galactic. Now you've got a long thing, so I'm going to let you say what you are. What is it that you title yourself, beautiful lady?
The Galactic Alchemist.
That's right. And you have a lot of other stuff that goes underneath that, and you'll get a chance to talk about that briefly when we hit that mark. But then I have my beautiful friend, Mabu, and I say that because Jana and I are doing lots of different work together on all sorts of different platforms. And Jana Betlach, you are I'm going to say it, you are a shamanista, baby.
A shamanic every time. I love it.
Right? That is what I'm going to call you. That's what I'm going to call you when you come out here for the retreat in June. You are a shamanista. You are a shamanic practitioner. Thank you both for coming on the show. I'm so excited to have you here. And Aveni, you're all the way in Australia, are you not?
Yes.
Okay, I'm just going to say this. I'm going to Bali in a few weeks, and we were talking about maybe we'd have to fly into Australia. I'm like, I'm afraid of Australia. I said, everything in Australia is poisonous. Kangaroos beat you up. They have spiders the sizes of small dogs. Like, no. But then I got told I should be more afraid of the monkeys in Bali. So, I mean, I can't win.
Yeah. Exactly right.
Okay. And Jana, you're from Colorado, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I am. Well, I grew up in I know, right? I grew up in North Georgia, and then I moved to Colorado when I was 19, and I've been here ever since. So.
And you became a shaman all the way out in Colorado.
I did, but my roots of that definitely are in North Georgia, where I grew up, and that property and that land, and that's what gave me a strong foundation in a lot of what I do now. I just didn't understand all of it when I was, 7 to 15 years old. Now I have the big picture.
And baby, I don't doubt you didn't understand all that. And being able to take that with you all over the place is amazing. Aveni, I want you to explain for our audience here what is a galactic, like what does that even mean when you
Galactic
talk about
Alchemist.
that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, it came from a time where I was in deep meditation, calling what my soul mastery was, and heard being a starseed, an Arcturian starseed, and a quantum healer, transformational mentor, and also a medical intuitive. So it was sort of like a whole package put together name, because when I originally started my healing journey, healing others, I originally came from the beauty industry and was told, oh God, you got healing hands. So stepped into that container of healing, but I always did something different. It wasn't traditional Reiki that I was doing. I was always doing something different with my hands. And so it took me a long time to trust that. And when I did, this is when all those doors, gateways, soul memories drop in. And this is where the Galactic Alchemist came forward. Bit of star origin, Arcturian starseed, to being the quantum healer here on Earth. And there it is.
Okay, I love this. I have the Galactic Alchemist. So that's all the stuff up in here. And then I have the Shamanista, which are all down. You know what I mean? Like, that is so much. And I'm just like the happy medium. I'm just like the person in between here. And I'm just like, okay, booze, we're going up, we're going down, we're going to gather in the middle. Okay, let's do this. Let's have a conversation. Are you guys ready for me? I don't know if you will ever be ready for me, but I am going to.
Always ready.
Okay, I'm going to put this out there. Take a moment, breathe it in, and then let's have a conversation. Here's what I'm going to throw at you guys. I have to read it so I don't screw this up. We are in this world because we have become separated and lost from our divine source. Our purpose is to find our way back home. Okay, I'm going to say it one more time. This is like a statement. Do we believe it? Do we not believe it? We are in this world because we have become separated and lost from our divine source. Our purpose is to find our way back home. Ladies, let's mingle. Thoughts on that? Anyone want to start? Because I could talk forever about everything. So you.
I believe a version of us through this is that we're here to awaken the other 10 strands of our DNA, to activate our higher states of consciousness and bring peace to this earth, but raise awareness in humanity so that we live at a time where we're connected to our galactic brothers and sisters, that we aren't separate and living under this banner of just the physical realm and physical experience and the conditions that happen to us here on the planet. That's one version.
So do you think we're lost though? Do you think we're lost souls from it says divine source. Now that's the God of your understanding. That's the thought process of your understanding. And we can all have different thought processes in this, but do you think we're lost? Are we like little sheep that are like looking for our flock? Like
I think there's a version of us that's always seeking to connect deeper within ourselves. You know, I say this to my clients, one of the deepest, and this is not to say that tragedy in someone's life is not valuable. It is. And it's like there's terrible tragedy in the world, right? But when we come back to the seed and the seed of all the depth of tragedy that's in here, you know, that feeling that it's undeniable, you don't know what that feeling is, that feels quite heavy and an emptiness within. And when you connect to that, it's our separation from source. It's the pain and the separation that we feel deep within our heart from source. And then we come into the birth canal, and then the pain and the separation from mother and mother Gaia. Like, so it's I think there's a whole layer to that separation. Definitely. I don't know. Jana?
I'm gonna be the devil's advocate. I don't think we're lost. I think we are all exactly where we are supposed to be in this exact moment, but it's different for everyone. Our connection with everything is different. Someone that might say they feel lost is just not connected. It doesn't mean that they're not experiencing exactly what they should be experiencing in that moment. It means that they're on their path. The path that we are all experiencing right now is so different than what it was even 5 years ago. The earth has shifted, the poles have shifted, the sun's energy has shifted. There's so many more conversations about galactic possibilities than there were 3 years ago. So I feel like the earth, the energy, everything that we're all experiencing is changing right now. And that's why so many of us have risen. That's why there's so many more light workers today than there were 2 years ago, 1 year ago. We hear constantly of people saying, oh, I feel different connection. I have a new calling. I didn't know that was there. Well, that's their connection. That's when they start to understand their purpose. But I think each of us is born with a purpose. We don't always find it in this lifetime.
Yes.
And then it might take, I don't know, 5, 10 different lifetimes. I can remember lifetimes back from Lemurian days all the way to my spirit guides when I was a native great grandmother, medicine woman, all the way to my very last life when I was a little girl that was killed in the gas chambers in the Holocaust. And that's just a few things of what I remember. I don't know how many more are coming my direction either. And I don't know that most people do. But no, I don't think we're lost. I think we just are all experiencing different parts of the energies that are changing right now.
Yeah.
That's interesting. That's interesting because I think our humanness, our human self. So I work in the state of higher self. So when I talk about that, I am talking about literally sitting in that higher self energy. And so I feel that when a lot of people, like you said, Jenna, a lot of people come in and they're like, hey, I don't know what my purpose is. Hey, I feel lost. That is a for real thing that is said a lot to me is I feel lost. And I don't think people are actually wrong in the moment. I think they
Yeah.
truly feel lost. Are they lost? Yeah. I feel like in that moment they are in their humanness. The rest of them, the higher self, that beautiful soul self energy, it's exactly where it's supposed to be, going, holy heck, how do we get these people to come up to our level here? One of the interesting things about this comment, though, is, are we going to find our way back home? And Jana, you're right. It is completely different for everyone,
Yeah.
right? Everyone, how that home looks. So, Jenna, you connect to Mother Earth. You do a lot of shamanista kind of things. And when I'm talking to you about this, I want you to let me know what your thoughts is about feeling that sense of, because you work with Earth energy, and I find Earth to be home. It's very homey, if you will. It's like someone's
That's
like,
where we come from. Like,
that's it right there. And some people would fight me on this, and maybe Aveni has something to say about this.
yeah.
But some people would be like, no, my home is up here. Now, when I talk and I say to a lot of people, I say, you know what? I'm very etheric. I prefer to be up here. I have a hard time being grounded. But I will say this, I feel my best when I'm grounded. I feel my easiest when I'm up here doing the floaty kind of, connect to spirit thing. But I feel my best when I'm grounded. Any thoughts about that? Any thoughts, about why, home is earth based?
Well, for me, I mean, if you think about, and I go scientific a lot with energy work, because people say, oh, the woo woo. And I'm like, but there's science backing this too. The energy that the earth puts off, if you talk about the actual cells, the electrons, the hertz energy, it resonates and vibrates with our body. We are so much water. The majority of the earth is water. Of course, we're going to feel connected. That doesn't mean that our minds don't have the capability to be etheric and be in this realm a lot. But it, like you said, when you feel grounded, your body feels comfortable and grounded. But your mind might be way up here in this etheric, other dimensional, other realms, and that's perfectly acceptable. I think that's what Mother Earth is after us, having both realms and the majority of those realms within us, because I think that's our true capability. we, but at the same time, our body resonates with the earth in a different way than what our mind resonates with a different realm above, in my opinion. So that's how I sort of resonate with both. But when you put your bare feet on the earth, it changes your body. It changes the flow of things. It changes the electrons. That's why grounding and earthing is such a popular thing right now. It's just coming back around in new words and new language, but it's always been that way.
Oh my God, I need to say this. You know what? People always get mad at me when I say this, but I am the laziest medium. And there are people that will come at me. They loathe it when I say that. And I want to just explain this before I get into Aveni talking a little bit more about the etheric and people feeling lost and that reconnection, is that I just trust spirit. I just trust spirit. So the moment Jana says to me, let's go into the scientific, I am like always like, oh, you go, girl. You go, you teach me something. Because it's not that I don't resonate with it, boo-boos. It's not what I'm saying, friends. It is more along the lines of, it's just too much for me. So if Jana's telling me about it, right? If you're talking to me about it, then I can step into it. I can be like, okay, I get what you're saying. I feel that. But if someone was to say to me, hey, let's take a course on this, I'd be like, oh, baby, do you see all this? All this has something else. I don't know what it is, but she's got something else to do. So I love that you can go scientific with it. I'm sitting here in awe of it, because I'm like, when was the last time I said I'm going to go scientific with anything I've said? I love that. But I do also want to say to you before I go to Aveni, I do feel that the Mother Earth and the grounding and whatnot, and we do talk about that a lot, don't we, guys? You need to ground. I mean, I think everyone must say that 2 to 3 times a day to a client. Oh, you're not grounded. You must ground. You need to breathe in oh my goodness. Because it's real.
Yeah.
It's not because it's a fad. It's not because it's and there's lots of metaphysical and spiritual fads. And, even talking about the, Lemurians and the Atlanteans and Palladians and all that, that became a really big fad for a little while, that I had to be like, oh, sweet goddess, the real Lemurians and the real Palladians are like sitting back going, sweet goddess, what are we going to do with this? There's a bunch of people running around thinking, But it really is. The grounding is so important. And one of the gifts of the grounding is the clarity and the presence it gives. And that is something that as a human, that's why the root chakra is the most human of all the chakras, is so vital to have that anchored all the time. I fight it. I like fight it every day. I get out a set of swords and I'm like, we're not doing this today, grounding. And grounding's like, they drag me down by my throat with a root and we do the work. But Aveni, I want to know a little bit because as an alchemist, even alchemy is very, very big. When my chemist came through in spirit and was like, okay, we have to change and we have to alter a few things or you're not going to be able to cope, sweetheart. And I was like, I have no idea what you're talking about, but I trust the process. Everyone, you don't have to be like me, but it does help. What do you say to someone who's like, I'm lost, I need to find myself, I feel off? What does your alchemy side kind of say to this? Stop laughing.
Quite often when I have a client come to me and say, they're feeling lost, and you're right, it's a tangible feeling that we all feel at some point in our life, right? And one of the key things is that we're really lost from our soul self. We're not connecting the two. We're not bringing the bridge of the body, the humanness, and our soul together. Or
Right.
we're not connecting to the earth, right? Or we're not connecting to the elements. Or we're not connecting to a broader sense of self.
She's not connecting. I'm starting to feel like maybe that is actually the truth.
So if you can imagine those Russian dolls, right? So what happens quite often, we focus on the little Russian doll that is our body. And our body is in our energy. So if you think of all the other Russian dolls, all the way up to the big parts, they're all our different layers of other bodies, our other energy bodies, right?
Yeah.
And so we're focusing on just that one little doll. We've just got all our energy, all our mind, all our focus into that body, and it shows up all the pain, the problems, all the discomfort, disruption. But when we expand out of that and trust in the us or spirit, then we're able to relieve some of that pain, that pressure, and we're focusing on that bigger picture. It's sort of like looking out from a larger perspective. So our body is in our energy, not our energy is in our body, because our energy is greater than our body. Does that make sense? What's happening? We've got no sound.
It's okay. I thought for 2 seconds I was about to get lost there, and I found my way back. I found my way home, friends. I found my way home. Okay. It does make sense. It does make sense, but here's my thing. If the average person that comes to see us, and remember, all three of us, and bless our beautiful souls, work absolutely differently. But if someone came to see us and said to you, Jana, I'm lost, what's the first thing that comes to you? Forget that the spirit is going to come down and, do all its work and tell you why what's the first thing that comes to you?
And so it's similar with a similar thought to what Aveni said, but my words would be, are you in your heart space? Where are you coming from? Are you overthinking it? Most people, when they feel lost, they're so stuck in their cerebral minds that they can't put anything. They're so close to the problems that they're stuck in this block of, oh no, oh me, oh my, blah, blah, blah. And they cannot feel. So my first task is to get them to feel their emotions and to focus on something creative for just a couple moments, because that immediately roots them into their root. And
I love that.
Is exactly rooted into the earth, which they need to feel the earth energy to get out of being stuck in their headspace. I'm really, really bad at this because I'm a super cerebral thinker. And it took me, when I was a kid, I was super intuitive. I didn't think about anything. I just did it, and it was just go for it. But then you enter society. You're expected to have a career. You're expected to make money. You're expected to do all these things. And you get stuck in your head. You follow the path, right? You get stuck in this headspace. So when you start to get stuck and back into your heart space and feel again, it doesn't mean you're on the wrong path or anything like that. It just means you have to get reconnected to yourself. And reconnected to yourself sometimes means being really connected to Mother Earth again. So it's back in the heart space is my number one. You got to get back in your body.
Absolutely same. Exactly the
Yeah.
same practices that I do for my clients, exactly the same thing.
Isn't
Totally.
it fun how you can do the
Yeah.
same thing in two different realms of different ideas and ideologies and philosophies? And that's part of what I love about this work is we can all help people in so many different ways, but it's
Yeah.
the same thing.
And
It's
it's the heart first, right? It is the heart
Always.
first. And that's
do
the
you
one
know
key thing that I get my clients to do, sorry, Diane, is put a hand on their heart and drop back in.
Yep.
Yeah. And you know, it's funny because I'm such a fast-paced person. When I download Spirit, it's like talking a mile a minute. It's my personality. It's so much. And everyone's standing there like, and I'm just like, go, 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 go. But when someone comes to me and says, hey, I feel lost. I don't know what my purpose is. The first thing I say to them is, where's your passion?
Yeah.
Like, where's your passion? And if they say, you know, I get to the ground and I do all that stuff, but I want to take them out of the place of feeling like lost,
Yeah.
like that feeling, because they will own that like a mother fluffer. They
Yeah.
will own that like at their chest level. And just like you said, Jana, you said, I need them to get creative. I need them to step out of this headspace. It's exactly the same thing. I'm like, what are you passionate about, baby? And they 9 times out of 10 cannot tell me
Nope.
because
Yep.
they think it's got to be something massive. It's got to be something like so enveloping. And that's when we go down to, you need to be grounded. You need the clarity, you need the focus, you need to understand. And that's when we move into that space. But they can't see it for in front of their nose. So my next question, ladies, is literally, where is home? Where is home? Home is where the heart is. Home is where earth.
Yeah.
Well,
I always love that saying. Home is not a location for me.
Yes.
I have multiple places that are home. But that doesn't mean that it's a house and it's a comfortable place where I want to go, cook dinner. Home for like I have a few power places where I feel the most home. Everything about me belongs in that space. But it's not a house. It's not a space where I can go do the things and have a cozy shower and whatever. It's a place of being for me. And it's a
Yes.
place of being with safety and comfort, not just within myself, but within the people around me. I can be surrounded in a room with people that I know love me and I don't feel good. I don't feel like they're the ones that make me feel home. So I think it's different for different people at the same time, but I think home is a place of being.
I
Yes.
agree. Home for
I
me is
agree.
my higher self. It is my own personal, safe, and sacred space. And it's my higher self. It's where the humanists can take a moment and step back, and I can be my authentic higher self. That for me. And now I felt like I was getting all like, but that's it. Aveni, where's home for you?
Yeah, in a few different places. Definitely I've got a lineage connection to planetary systems.
Mhm.
But we also need to think about that our body is our home here on Earth, as much as
Vessel.
Earth
Yes.
is our home. And so this is where, I'm very up here as well, energy-wise, and
Mhm.
grounding is key for me, grounding in
Always
the
ground,
heart.
ground.
Ground in the heart simultaneously with the earth. Like I love earth and Mother Gaia, and I do ground with Mother Gaia. But I think what we're coming to a place now with home is our body. We need to honor the body more to be able to hold more frequency. And this is where we're at in this 9-year, is to really honor the body so we can hold more frequency, we can hold more of our highest consciousness, so that we can raise our body's consciousness to be in alignment with the rise of the planet, and therefore we're evolving.
Yeah.
Absolutely, 100%. Everyone, listen to what's being said. I talk about something called the power of 3. I channeled it years and years ago for myself. I stepped into it in 2020 and I owned it. And it was the collaboration, my beautiful friends, audience need to hear this: body, mind, and spirit, not soul. Body, mind, and spirit. Those three things have to work together. If you're not loving this, the vessel that's here, you can't raise your frequency because your mindset gets all askew.
Yes.
And
Heart space.
and then you are doing all sorts of weirdness, right? And then you're like, I'm lost. I need this. I need that. The other thing I'm going to say, and I'm going to say this with my full chest, and Jana, I would love to hear your take on this, is that people tend to get lost. And although we are all psychics, we're all mediums, and evidently we are all spiritual, I find that a lot of people will jump into this and want to start doing the work on others before they do the work on themselves. And I really struggle as a mentor to people with that. You know, people will call me up and be like, I loved you. I saw you on platform. I want to do you. And I'm like, oh, you don't want this. You don't want all of this. And I say that with a sense of humor, but in essence, the amount of work that I have consciously, subconsciously, knowingly, unknowingly had to do to get to this space is astronomical.
Yeah.
So do you that Jenna, you first, and then Aveni before we move into the last stages? What do you find that is same for your
I do
experience?
see that. I don't see people in the realm of shamanism doing that as much because shamanism is such a word now that people that step into it are really afraid.
That's
And
why you're a feminista.
I am, but the philosophy of someone being a shaman, and the tradition is not that I call myself a shaman, someone else calls me that. I perform duties, and I'm a practitioner. I share and teach. I don't get to go live in the forest with my wonderful tribe and perform all the duties as ancient times. I get to share ancient times as the planet is changing, like Aveni was saying. We get to rise together. That is the work I'm here to do. So my work is culturally mixed with a lot of these different practices, the power of three, some witchy things, some other things mixed in. It's not the old ancient ways.
Love
That's
me some witchy
all I've
things.
got, right? So when people say, I want to do what you're doing, I'm like, so what have you been through in life? What brought you to this point? Because I've been through hell and back to have the experience that has brought me to the place where I can help others. And I don't think that someone who's, had everything completely peachy has the same skills. They don't have the same experience. It's
And they don't
not
need
a
to
college
know.
degree that got me here, right? It's life experience.
I will say this, and I'm sorry to interrupt you, my boo. It's my naturally innate self. But I
love
will
you.
say this. Did you just say I believe that?
I love you. I said I love you.
I believe that. I'm like, yeah, Skippy. What I was going to say though is that I really do feel that everyone's experience is so different and so valid, but the work has to be done.
Yeah,
The work has
absolutely.
to be done. I'm not sure that I necessarily buy into you have to have a very complicated life, or you have had to have drama or trauma, or see how I put drama first, drama or trauma, or anything like that. But there has to be that work done for you to be able to be that pure conduit to spirit. Now, anyone that follows me knows that Harbinder is one of the most purest channels I have the pleasure of working with in all my years. He's funky, he's fun, but he just channels without any ego. I've never ever come across anyone yet that channels like that. It's just like, okay, I'm here to do the work. Aveni, what is your take on all of this when it comes to
Yeah.
how people do the work? And
Oh, absolutely. In 100% agreement to you both. Like, one thing that sort of, I have to say, triggers me, and in a good way, maybe,
welcome to my world. Yes.
is that when there's such an influx at the moment where we're seeing people doing a weekend healer practitioner course and they're out there then healing. And I'm like, oh my God, have you done your own shadow work? And the reason for that, I have cleaned up so many other people's energy fields, chakras, bodies, imprints, because other coaches, mentors, even some psychic mediums, healers aren't in integrity of the work, aren't in integrity of their own work. And that's key, right? As well, their own work and their own energy, which they can't be then a clear channel. which leaves this person in, disarray, imprints and all this stuff. Absolutely, you have to do the work. And people have said, oh, I want to be, I want to have peace like you've got peace. This takes hard work.
Yeah, and
I
nothing
feel
you're
a
saying is
commitment every
wrong.
single day of the divine that's moving through me, around me, and everywhere. Like, it's
And
not.
the work doesn't stop, right? Like, and that's the next piece is we model this, and we have to be there to show I'm going through all kinds of stuff right now, but we still have to show up. We show up for ourselves. We show up for everyone else. We show up as holding that sacred space. And God forbid we don't have anyone to hold that space for us, because we have to do the work ourselves and model that, or else we fall behind.
Yes.
This is so true. So true. And I just really quickly want to just say this to you, because it's incredible to me that we get caught in these moments of like trepidation, right? Where we get caught in these periods where we're like, okay, this is a lot of energy, a lot of work, and we watching other people that we have to go in and help unravel something that someone else has done, because it always takes me back, ladies, to Doreen Virtue and her coming through town in her 3-day angel reading course thingies. And, in 3 days, you're going to become an angel card reader. Do you guys remember that back then? I think I'm a little bit older than both of you, but when that was all happening, I had people that were sitting in my development circles that were literally going to these 3-day courses, and it was usually with James Van Prague or John Edward or someone.
Oh, that way.
Come back, and on Sunday night, I'd be getting a phone call and be like, Tara, go like my new website or Facebook page. I'm now an certified angel card reader. And I literally was like, what the fuck? I'm like, what? No, we don't do that here. But that's what was happening. And these people were taking money hand. Now, not slandering anyone. I'm just using a thing here. But this was really hard. So those people were still lost in my view.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
And we face that all the time. I mean, this is a market that's fairly flooded with people that have gifts. We know everyone has gifts, but it's how do we process and work with integrity to help the people within integrity, and not just here's this, here's that, blah, blah, blah. Like, this menu of blah, 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 and it's unreal. And so that's the hard part, is us maintaining and organically growing, because it is a business. We do need to make a living. This is very important. It's not, someone's not going to bring me dinner every night to support my work in the tribe.
Also makes it valuable. The exchange gives it more value too, right?
Oh,
if you're Jana, if you're giving away all your gifts, if you were, no, I don't.
They don't turn up, right? Like, honestly,
they don't, because they're going to come
don't commit to the journey
all the time. No, here's the thing. And we're going to end this on this, and I'll let you guys let us know where we can find all your beautiful souls, all the way in New Zealand with the very large spiders. Anyway.
Australia.
Oh, did I say New Zealand?
I can go to New Zealand if you want.
Well, I mean, it's not that far away.
No, it's not that far.
No. I meant Australia, lovey, but does New Zealand have ugly spiders too? Because I ain't into it. And actually, I keep looking at your top, Aveni, and I keep saying,
like a spider
with this big, huge blue body, and I'm like, oh, she's trying to trigger me. Anyway, I just want to say this.
No.
That's better. Hey, friends, if you are watching this and you are listening to anything we're saying, we are saying this. The work that we all talk about, that you will hear over and over again, and people always say, what is the work? The work is looking at you from the inside first. The outside, baby, that comes after. You have to look at it from the body, mind, and spirit. And you have to be able to say, I'm worthy of doing the work. Period. Hard stop. What that looks like to you, though, boo-boo, is yours. It's not Jana's, it's not Aveni's, and it sure as heck ain't mine. You have to know what you're looking for. You have to step into it. We can only guide you. It's like that. I can lead a horse to water, but I can't make him drink. Your home, I'm going to say, is really where your heart is. You have to be heart-centered. You have to be heart-centered in the work. Any final words for us, Aveni?
I think you said it perfectly. Be heart-centered, take a moment of pause and be present. I think is key.
I'm going to take that. Jana,
Same, heart centered. Get yourself grounded.
all day, every day.
All day, every day. Wake up and do a grounding ritual. Ground yourself before you go to bed. Release the day's cords. Like, pay attention to what your heart is telling you. Pay attention to your intuition. It's there for a reason. Connect.
Clear your energy every day.
Yeah.
For sure, drop a message in the comments. Let us know, and I'll send you the gap. Grounding, ascension, prayer of intent, and prayer of protection. Jana, how can we find you, baby?
My website is live. I am still working on it, but it is live at www.lifeoutsidethelines.com. And I am mostly active on Facebook under Life Outside the Lines. And my group is Soulful Connections. I'm on Instagram as Life Outside the Lines as well. Those are my two main ones. TikTok in the US, who knows what's happening. So I'm just sort of sitting on that for a while. So look me up, connect, and Jana Betlach is the name on Facebook as well for my personal page. Thanks, guys.
And Jana is part of Soul Self. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. The Spirit Essence Collective. Yes. So you can find her in Empowering Intuitive Souls. You will find her on our website, Spirit Essence by Tara Diana, and you can connect to her on all the different platforms that we, the Spirit Essence Collective, is on. Aveni, how do we find you?
Yeah, I've got aveni.co is my website, and Aveni, Cherie on Facebook, the Galactic Alchemist on Instagram, and the Galactic Alchemist Ascension Codes YouTube channel.
Nice. Nice.
TikTok, I'm getting there, but
TikTok's a lot of work, I'm not gonna lie.
You smash it amazingly, TikTok, can I say?
Oh, you're so cute. Okay, ladies, I am so honored to have you here. This was fun. I knew this would be a really, really great connection. So grateful. Everyone, go check these beautiful souls out. Check me out on all my platforms. It's always Spirit Essence by Tara Diana, and we'll catch you next time. So much love.
Thank you.